Banditland prepares for Saturday's home opener. This morning, we're celebrating a connection between Buffalo lacrosse history and an Old West classic.
As we find in this week's Unknown Story of Western New York, Jay's Silverheels trek to stardom included an extended Queen City stay. He was famous for being Tonto, the Lone Ranger's trusted companion. But Jay Silverheels traveled a long path to get to the silver screen, a path that began not far from here and ran right through Buffalo.
He schooled here in Brantford, not far from us, but there was nothing here. He did his lacrosse here, and he was a good player, but he was not the best player.
Silverheels was born Harry J. Smith on the Six Nations territory, about an hour and a half over the border. Smith was an avid athlete. He was a Golden Gloves boxer. In fact, that's him with the great fighter Jack Dempsey. But the sport that got him the attention was box lacrosse. He played for several pro teams, including one here in Buffalo that played in the old auditorium, which is now the Broadway Highway Garage. He excelled here, even gaining his nickname Silverheels because of the white lacrosse shoes he wore. It was a tournament in Los Angeles, though, that attracted the attention of Hollywood.
Tributes athletic, loved horses and that too, so crossing the border again is where things opened up for him through lacrosse.
Brantford author and historian Zig Miziak wrote what he believes to be the first biography. It's titled Tonto, the Man in Front of the Mask. He had the help of Jay's nephew, Steve Smith, in chronicling Smith's upbringing and struggles with being stereotyped as he climbed from model to stuntman to extra to speaking roles. He takes the reader back to when Silverheels came home in 1957 and was the grand marshal of a parade through town. Another memory from his childhood was going to the Capitol Theater to see the early Lone Ranger movies. Seeing as there was no cinema on the Six Nations, many from the territory would also attend.
When they said Uncle Jay was up there and he was saying something in the language.
And they were treated to the show within the show. As Tonto spoke native tongue on screen, he was actually speaking gibberish sentences in Mohawk.
The beaver turned upside down and ran into a tree, looking at a guy, and you're thinking he's saying, oh yeah, the bad guys are just over the hill, and they'd be laughing, and they'd be the only ones laughing, nobody understood.
Jay Silverheels' movie career spanned 1937 to 1973. He's in the Brantford Sports Hall of Recognition. His portrait hangs in Shays as part of the Western New York Entertainment Hall of Fame. He's a star on Hollywood Boulevard. And in 1997, he was inducted into the Canadian Lacrosse Hall of Fame. And another local connection, Fran Stryker was the creator of the Lone Ranger character.